Hey, welcome to the Really Charlie podcast. You are listening to WNB1 Radio. I'm Charlie Perry, and here is my team, Limitless. Correct?
Yes.
All right. They are going on June 13th through the 16th. They're going to compete nationally in weightlifting. And so Josh is my good man over here to the left. He is a good man. Known him a long time. Um, he's making babies, making his legacy. He's definitely doing some great things,
Yeah.
and you know, but first impressions meant a lot, and I was impressed with him for a very long time since that day one moment. So, all right, we're going to go around the room, and we'll start from this side. And your name,
So I'm Jaleesa.
Jaleesa,
Linda.
Linda, and this is Coach, but first name
Zenaida, but they call me Desi.
Desi. All right,
And I'm Joshua.
and Joshua. Um, Craziest thing is like every day I see, I see you posting. I got to definitely get in touch with you guys on social media so I can see what you're doing because Josh is always doing something. So, and I share it, and I'm gonna do the same thing with your videos. And but June 13th is right around the corner. Are you ready,
I'm ready, yes.
Coach? You think they're ready?
Yeah, they're ready.
All right. Well, she's definitely ready. Driving.
That's right. I'm ready.
She drove 3 hours to be here on WNB1 Radio in the podcast. So I am so happy that you're here. I'm meeting some new friends. Let's talk about this competition. Anybody? You want to tell me more about it? You know how long it's been going on? It's in Niagara Falls, right? Has it been something that's been going on annually for like a decade or so?
Well, it's you have to qualify for it by being able to lift a certain amount according to
Mhm.
your age and your weight class, and it's through for this particular competition is through USPA,
Mm-hmm.
and for our team we've competed in different federations. It just so happens this one next week is with through USPA, and the and this particular one is non-tested. And the reason why we're going to a non-tested competition as natural athletes is because it actually started back in last year when one of my athletes, Nefti, wanted to be her overall goal is to make it to the elite level of it's called IPF.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a very challenging um, competition. And we just came back from Texas about 2 weeks ago from Powerlifting America. And the reason why I had encouraged this particular non-tested one as a natural athlete is because one of the reasons for Nefti is that she needs challenged.
Okay.
She needs to challenge, or she'll be bored and she won't train as much as she would like. And so but I knew, because I did it with myself, is that if you throw yourself in it with a group of people that you may have a disadvantage with,
Mm-hmm.
that you're going to train just as hard regardless of the outcome. You just have the mentality is that you may beat me, but I'm going to give you, I want to make you work, because I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to take everything I am and just throw myself out there, knowing that whatever the chances of me even winning, that's fine, but I'm not going to let you outwork me.
Good.
So that's how that started.
Mm-hmm.
And then funny, she's not competing, but 8 other people are. And it's because she just competed 2 weeks ago at a different,
All right.
very elite competition, which that mentality worked.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just being able to create the mentality of like, are you ready to be running with the wolves, knowing like, forget what you place, but are you ready to put in the work, knowing that it's a huge disadvantage against you?
Awesome.
So that's the reason why we're going to a non-tested competition.
Is it always individual testings and competition, or is it at any point team numbers collaborated together Or is it always individuals? Like Josh is in his own bracket, you're in yours, you're in yours, and you're in yours. So that's how it stays throughout the competition.
Yeah, so as far as the if we were going to a tested one, they would individually
Okay.
say, okay, hey, you're being picked to be tested for a
All right.
competition. Whereas with this one, I mean, pretty much it's like we don't know. Like, if you would wanted to be in a position where you wanted to take enhancements, all right, fine. But but I know with us, we are all natural, and but they had the understanding that all right, me too. I'm up for the challenge.
Good. Yeah, I mean, you do what you can, right? Competition is great for you, and I don't care um, at any level. I mean, I compete with the littlest things. It could be a game of Uno. I'm going to compete. So it's just,
You get fierce,
you know,
though.
yeah, I can.
It's more dangerous than powerlifting.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, I would have continued competing, but multitude of surgeries on my knees, so just stopped a lot of things. Basketball was my love, and so I just had to stop. But I competed at whether it was in the park, whether it was in the gym, whether it was in a league. It was just nonstop. I was going to play until I couldn't anymore, till the game was over. It kind of carried over to coaching high school. I was competitive there, and kind of living through my kids. And but I love it. I love coaching. I love it. How about you? Do you love it?
I love being an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Being an athlete and being a coach is two different things. Um, I miss competing. Um, I last time I competed was last year. No, I take that back. Well, I'm into like running long distance now, but it's just getting harder.
Mm-hmm.
I still work full time. I run the gym, I run the team, and I still have another business on the side. So finding the time to find the best version of myself is just it's taking a lot out of me. So I either have to make up my mind that I'm done competing and go into coaching full time, but I don't know. Can I be honest though?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, as me as an athlete, I know what I'm capable of.
Yes.
I know what I bring to the table.
Mm-hmm.
I love finding out who I am when I compete. It's the best part of competing.
Yes.
Is the process, is the journey. I can give two bleeps of the outcome
Yes.
because the outcome was during the process of my training.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is the part that I miss the most, of pushing yourself so much that you discover so much about yourself.
Yes.
I don't think there's any other job, any other thing that you're going to learn yourself without, except for the training. So I do miss that. Now the question is, I ask myself currently right now is, am I willing to exchange competing to be able to train? Well, it depends. Who am I training?
Mm-hmm.
Am I training people that are willing to be transparent?
Yeah.
Am I willing to train people that are in denial? Am I willing to train people that are just like living a lie? Am I willing to train prideful people? And then that makes me go, are you willing to give up competing for people that that are not willing to put in the work that I would?
Yes.
So it's right now I'm in transition with, I don't know yet.
It's
Does
tough.
that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, so
Yes,
that's
it
where I'm
does.
at.
Because I feel that I could, if I'm going to give up some of my time, it's got to be worthy, and it's got to be someone that's willing to go 110%. Because there's this old saying I use: your time is not more valuable than mine. Right?
Mm.
I could be doing something else. So, but anyways, welcome aboard. And who are you? Monique. Monique is here, everyone. I hope you can see her.
Can you see yourself?
She's over. We're gonna.
That mouth.
We're gonna get closer, sing Kumbaya. And, yeah, look at this. I love it. It's like the Last Supper or the school committee meeting or something, right? Look at that. So yeah, I love red. I love red. Red and black, I love, and you guys definitely have the red and black and white. Um, I would have wore your Warrior shirt today.
Oh, it's not my. It's for Team Limitless. So we're wearing the shirts right now.
You can't tell me what to wear. So, how does everyone feel? Feel great? Is no hesitation? How you feeling about this competition?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Says in your smile, so I know you're ready.
That's a nervous smile.
That's the nervous no smile.
So you had a workout today, and it was a 3-hour workout, and
Oh, you mean coming here?
yeah, coming here, right?
No, I was sitting.
You
I
were sitting.
in my
All right. That's a workout, though.
I was
Yeah.
drinking water.
Yeah, you get on 93 any direction, it's going to be the same chaotic thing. 495 any direction.
Mhm.
So, I just last week it rained, and I was on 495. No, 93. No, and that rain was coming down. It was just crazy going up to Merrimack College. So,
Oh, that's fun.
and I was like, it was just stop and go, and so, anyways, who's the motivator here other than Coach? Because I know she's motivating. She already got me motivated.
Jaleesa.
Yeah. Okay. And it's in Niagara Falls. Does it change every year? Does it go to a different location?
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Last year was Las Vegas.
All right. So you're on stateside.
Mhm.
All right. No slackers. No one near the falls until about
Till after the
June
competition.
17th. All right. No cheating. So I am. How do I find you? Social media, a website?
Yes, so our Instagram is Iron Therapy 2.0. That's the name of the organization and the gym. Our website is www.irontherapy.me. And so actually the website breaks down like why we started. Well, why I started the organization that led to a team later on, because it started off with just a gym. And so the background story of what Iron Therapy started as, which opened up in 2020, is because back in 2018 and 19, I struggled with mental health, and I went to the VA for all of my services, which I went to all of my appointments. I went to every screening that they asked me to. Like, it was like the first time where I felt like I was doing all of my appointments like I was supposed to. Because so I don't know what everyone's background is, but I grew up Mexican and I'm 43 years old. So that says we don't need help. Or I get a lot now that people are in a good place because they have a good job, they have a good home, and they feel like they're in a good place. So that's like the translation. So because I also adapted that, when it was time for me to understand what help looked like, it was very hard for me to get the help. When I finally did, it was 8 weeks later after being discharged from the psychiatric ward. And so when I was like, so what am I supposed to do from the 8 weeks from I get discharged to my first appointment? And all he did was prescribe me medications. I was like, is that all you're offering? Now, don't get me wrong, I still had a full-time job. I simply could afford a gym membership. That wasn't the issue. The issue was that you offered me nothing else besides medications.
Mhm.
So the birth of and the purpose of Iron Therapy 2.0 was so that almost your waiting room for why you're getting help. So that's why it's called Iron Therapy 2.0 for transformation. And so when I opened up that gym, the gym is free for the community, and in my basement. That's how I'm able to keep it free. And the purpose was it for like if you needed some kind of understanding of where you're at, you can use this gym and you can use this training to find some clarity of what you're looking for. And then in 2021, I just had this instinct, this desire to start a powerlifting team, and that's how that started.
That's it's interesting that you said that because I have some other friends that were in limbo for mental health and trying to get some help and stay busy. It seemed like some of the medication was just making them a little bit drowsier, sleepier, and after being very super motivated people, right? So I like what you're doing because the few friends that I do have that were going through that, if they did have something, that gym membership, they would have been focused and maybe even kind of on a better track a whole lot earlier. You mentioned about 8 weeks. I had a friend that was going through something for 3 months. So if he had a gym, he probably would have been um, much better off within that first week just
Yeah.
by going to the gym because he could have been, he would have been more than satisfied lifting weights, doing something, running, doing something with one of you or someone else. He definitely would have done a whole lot better, a whole lot sooner. So that's interesting. I like that.
May I say something too?
Sure.
So while Desi said like, she created it as a waiting room for when you get help, and it's almost like yes, you go to work out and you can process your thoughts and emotions and whatever it is that you're going through. But for me in the last 2 years, the real healing has come from the community of Iron Therapy and what is Team Limitless, and just really realizing that A, you're not alone, and B, you don't have to go through stuff alone. And then the natural growth, because we're not islands, so there's going to be a natural growth that comes with community. But then when the community that you're in, everyone is focused on growing and evolving and doing better, not just like their PRs, but mentally and emotionally, it rubs off on you, and it's just been a really great, safe, authentic place to grow. So I never want, while Iron Therapy is a gym, I never want to lose that part of it because to me that's the magic.
Now, did you meet at the gym or you guys were friends outside the gym?
Man, how much time you got?
Who's telling me? So I work out at Champions Fitness, and there was like a little powerlifting competition. So I met Joseph at the competition, and so I did that, and then I seen that she was doing another powerlifting competition, and I'm like, how do I do that? You know what I mean? So I actually looked up to her on doing powerlifting.
Very nice. Love it.
I also want to say like one thing that I emphasize a lot. Like I know that growth and numbers are important, but to be honest, like yeah, cool. But the thing that I'm most important part, like even if I only had a team of one, I'm more than okay with that. Like your mental health is way a priority versus like your personal record to me. And with that, like I've learned that if we can mentally and emotionally find out the core problem of what's holding you back, you physically will get stronger. It's been proven over and over again. So one of the things that my theme or my mantra is hashtag your yes is needed. We don't advertise We don't charge. There's no contract. It's literally your yes. Whatever your yes is what I can work with.
Awesome.
So if you want to be stubborn, fine. You fall on your face. I'm not going to chase you because it's your yes is needed. And so I work with your yes. And so how I met them was not through, it was through word of mouth. And it started, Mo was actually one of the original ones. And funny story, when I told her that she was the only one of the ones that Valen told that she was being part of the team. And I didn't see her for like a couple of weeks. And look at her going to nationals.
I love it. Who's your motivation?
Who's my motivation?
Yeah, other than you.
Ooh.
Great question.
That's a great question. Ooh. I gotta think about that.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can say mine.
All right. Good.
My family.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And without you even answering that, I would have said that. If you told me to guess, I would have said that.
Yeah.
Because ever since I known you, you had your boys running with you. You had your wife running with you, training with you. You training with her, and that is something that is part of your legacy. I mentioned earlier about you building your legacy through your family. But if I have to talk about you, that's one thing that's going to be taught is your family. So keep it up. Proud of you.
Thank you.
Every day is a Father's Day. Every day is a Mother's Day, and you proved that.
Yes.
All right. So what are we going to talk about? You and I.
Okay.
I just
Okay,
gotta
what are we
answer.
gonna talk about?
Huh? Let's see. What is your competition? What is your am I saying this right? Fields? What do you do
What-
in this national competition? Powerlifting? What do you do?
Oh, powerlifting,
Okay.
yeah,
And I know you're 21, but
I am, I'm 21
all
plus
right,
50.
so,
It's
and,
okay, you can tell them how
all
old I
right.
am, it doesn't matter.
You obviously don't feel that age, right?
No, it's out here,
Mhm.
I'm not grabbing it,
All right, good.
no.
I salute you. I salute you because at 57 years old, I feel it, right?
Mhm.
And to see that you're doing what you're doing, it motivates me, right? And it motivates me to be better, because we only live once.
Right,
Tomorrow's not promised.
no,
And today you walked in here with a smile, and that's key.
after 3 hours of traffic too.
Yeah, you did.
So I'm a retired nurse,
Nice.
so I know that everything is fine until it's not.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And we can't say, well, I didn't say that, okay, so now I've hit age 70 or age 65 and I'm retired, now I can sit around.
Mhm.
No, because there's a big, I'm gonna live till I'm 120, so there's a
Yes.
big chunk of change
Mhm.
that you gotta take care of.
Yes,
But if you don't keep yourself healthy, you're not gonna do it.
so true.
And the best thing to do is like your balance and all those things that get people in the nursing home.
Mhm.
And I'm not going there.
No,
I'll go to the next competition, but I'm not going to the nursing home.
no. It's one thing. Being a nurse, I just went through something where my mom and some fabulous nurses helped her out, and she's back on track.
Oh, good.
But one of the conversations I had with one of them, she said, "Oh, I'm just a nurse." I said, "There's no such thing.
No,
There's no such thing. You're wonderful. You're a nurse. I salute you, and means so much. And sometimes it's a thankless job, right?
yeah, it can be. But you
yeah.
always have the good part coming back, because I did NICU and pediatrics.
Mhm.
And I still have 27-week babies that I took care of that still are on my Facebook page.
Mhm.
Yeah, go,
Yes.
go.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's
I-
fabulous, human life.
It's the connection. I have a nurse that's in my life, that's been in my life since I was probably 5 years old, and we still keep in touch.
Mhm.
We still communicate. and she looks wonderful. But she was the person I was afraid to go into the doctor's office, but she was the one that got me going to move into that next room, and everything was easy, you know. So I salute you.
Thank you.
All right. So June 13th is the start of the competition. Does everyone start on June 13th? All right. No.
There's other members of the team that's not here.
Yeah.
So right on Thursday.
Yeah, there's one person starting on the 13th. There is 3 people on the 14th, 3 people on the 15th, and 1 person on the 16th. I think that's how.
It goes by weight class.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That must be nerve wracking. How do you deal with that? It's the 13th, and you're competing on the 15th or 16th. What do you do? I know what I would do, but I'm asking either one of you. What would you do during that time, that week time, waiting to compete? What do you do?
I want to make sure I make weight.
All right.
Checking on my weight every day. You know. Usually I'll do like some push-ups or air squats. Or, you know. So just,
Me personally, I would be motivating you.
oh yeah, I'm right at the comp. Yeah.
I would go. That's one thing I would do just to keep my mind off of that time, you know, of waiting and so that's what I would do.
Plus, going early has its advantage in that you get to watch like I compete on the 15th, so I'll be able to see everyone up until then. And you get to kind of check out the judges, see if they're more lenient or not, what they're being really strict about, see how other lifters are handling the meet. For me, it helps to calm any questions I might have. Like, what does the backstage look like? What's the music like? What's the energy like in the crowds? So I think that's one of the biggest advantages of going early for sure.
And you can also, I watch everybody's form, you know, how their muscles react, how they're on the bar, what are they doing wrong, what are they doing right.
See, that's all good. It's part of the team, right? Who came up with Limitless?
Brains, mastermind.
What's the story behind that? Is there a story?
Yes. So the story is that that man is limited, God is unlimited, so therefore we are limitless, and that is the background from it.
A little faith behind it. I like it.
Big faith.
Yes, I like it. In both ways, you know, inner and spiritual. I like that. So I really, really want to do something that you just suggested earlier. And when there is a local competition, I would like to do a live podcast. You know, maybe put a little microphone on my collar and kind of walk around and just do that, you know. So you definitely have the Really Charlie podcast, WNB1 Radio. We're going to support you as much as I can. Also, I'm going to grab social media. You and I can talk later.
Talk about that.
Want to get all the social media from all of you, and that way I can put it on the podcast page, on the radio station page, and feel free to add those reels to the page. You know, send them to me, to my page, and I can add it. So let's see.
Do I have to put my age?
No. Yeah.
You should.
I'm kidding you. I'm only kidding you.
You are definitely one of my favorites. All right.
It's my birthday on the 16th. I'm gonna be older. I'm gonna have to start getting younger. Yeah,
We can start subtracting, right?
that's right. Big 7'6".
But age is a good number. Age is a good thing. I think my uncle's in his 90s. He's very proud of it. He's happy. excuse me. He's very happy in his age. He still gets up. He dresses neat, puts on shoes, socks, and creased pants and shirts and nice jacket. And he's not letting it, like you said. You want to retire and you think you're just gonna hang out and sit around. He stays busy.
That's good.
Yeah. There's a gentleman, Al Santos. May he rest in peace. But he had told me, and he was at 97 years old, and he was. This was maybe 12 years ago, and he's talking to me, and he says, I love coming to work, and he says, kid, the doctor told me whatever I'm doing, keep doing it. So I keep coming to work, and he keeps coming to work.
Good for him.
So he maintained that, and he had some stories that he would share with me about the old New Bedford that I really, truly, truly loved. And by the way, I'm on the New Bedford Historic Society.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Yes,
see.
yes.
New board member. I love it.
Congratulations.
Awesome.
Yeah, so if I'm very excited about that.
So can mine and Josh's records go
We-
into the historical society?
We are gonna do that.
Yes, because we're from New Bedford.
It's all history, right?
Yep.
It's one thing, everyone that comes in this building, right? Way back when Frederick Douglass walked this city, he was right here within this block. Now, something obviously was different around there, but he was up and down the street, around the corner. He lived right behind this building. And there's a park right there, Abolition Park, right behind us. So there's a lot of history in the city and in this building. And I like to tell everyone that I'm Frederick Douglass's neighbor. Right?
That's so cool.
Yep.
That's so cool.
So I don't know if you guys want to add something, talk about something, and we have probably about 10 minutes.
Well, Mo had her answer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Took me a while.
All right.
But
Want to take that microphone? Just watch your soda. Yeah, drink. You spill your drink, you can't drink no more. It should be good.
Is it
There's a
adjustment?
lot of weight to it. So.
That's all right. We're
That's
power.
good.
Watch us lift it up.
Sorry.
I think to answer the question about motivation, I think one source of motivation for me is my students.
Mhm.
So I'm a second grade teacher,
Awesome.
and they all know I power lift. And so, especially the boys, they're like, "Well, I can lift heavier than you, Miss Meeks." And I'm like, "Okay." Kids are funny, but I would also say just the representation that this community has, like when we go to the powerlifting meets,
Yes.
just offering that diversity
Mhm.
and just thinking about who I needed as a role model when I was growing up. And so to be that for my students, for them to see that you can be strong and beautiful at the same time, it doesn't have to be one or the other. And then I would also say being a Black woman, occupying the space,
Mhm.
and doing it in an unapologetic way.
Awesome. I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I had some, yes, definitely.
I like to add something that's I think it's important, and I hope that it may impact someone. So one of the questions when we first started was as I've shared the why we started and the why behind Your Yes Is Needed and the why behind the Limitless. Like everything I do is for a reason. It's just if you ask me why I do it, I can give you a detailed description of why I do it to the core, down to the reason why. It's just I just don't do things just because.
Yes.
Those years of needing to keep an image, I buried that person. I no longer want to keep up with an image. I want to, for the second half of my life, for the remaining of my life, do it with a reason, intent, and purpose. And so I'm very careful about making decisions, and I'm very careful with how I move. And so in the beginning, when we used to compete often, one of the feedbacks that people would give my new athletes is like, well, aren't you only supposed to compete this many times a year? And one of the things as we just came out of mental health awareness is that what we do is more than a hashtag. We live it. And one of the things that that I've learned and I have observed is that for some, like the gym can be very intoxicating for people, and for the gym can be medication for people. There is a fine line between too much and too little, and you do have to find your balance and your intent for why you're using it. And the same thing goes for competing. And so I'll use Jaleesa, for example. And in the beginning, when I first met her, she was not in a very good place. And I can see through the glitter that she needed more than just like, hey, you're okay. Why don't you just lift heavy? And to the point where I made her lift less until she found her reason why she wanted to be there.
Mhm.
And so until she was able to release the need to lift heavy, she found her purpose behind the bar instead of becoming lost and trying to just carry the title athlete and carry the purpose of athlete.
Okay.
And and so one of the things that I have learned and I have shared with people is that, yeah, some people may say like, are you sure you're supposed to be doing this? And those same lips would be like, hey, hashtag mental health awareness.
Mhm.
Whereas we're the community that we're bigger than the hashtag, we're actually doing it. And so, but not everyone is a one size fits all.
Mhm.
And though we are a community, what works for Joshua won't work for Monique.
Yeah.
And what works for Linda won't work for Jaleesa.
Yeah.
And so what I will say as a coach is like, I'm a big believer, relationships over programs. In order for me to help you, I have to have a relationship with you versus
sense.
just send you a program and say, hey, do this.
Mhm.
And that's why I'm very careful by adding numbers to add bigger to the team and seeing like, hey, how's your mental health?
Mhm.
And if it's declining, we have to step back. We have to, because to me, no matter how many records we have, no matter how many trophies we have, no matter what we do, and our resume is pretty great. If you are declining, I'll throw it away right now. And they see me, I'll walk away from something. I'm like, that's not worth it to me. Because the moment I lose my peace, I lose you.
Yes.
And I cannot do that.
That's called a friend, right? You probably have some empathy for everybody that you come across, right?
Oh yeah.
And and just having that makes things a whole lot easier when you're trying to build those relationships. Some people may just not have the courage to speak up. And you just got to wait them out, and having empathy for somebody like that. You just kind of wait them out and kind of throw a little conversation or, hey, how you doing? Just checking on you, something like that. We do that on our Fentanyl Facts and Stories podcast, where my co-host, she checks on different people that are similar to what she's going through, and they check on each other, and it goes with the same with everything else. All right, I have a second podcast, right? But this is your stage, and Team Limitless. I am now one of your biggest fans. I am gonna stalk your page. I'm gonna troll your pages. I am gonna be all over it. And if I create a reel with a picture of you that you do not like,
Sorry, Coach does all the time.
I was about to say, they complain about my angles. I think I do a great job.
So, and I'm into stealing things on social media and creating reels and doing all that. All right. Joshua, my man, thank you very much for introducing me to your team. And I am very happy to meet all of you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Yes,
Thank you.
please. And use WNB1 radio as much as you can. You know, you may have things that you want to get advertised or, you know, add us to your devices, you know, Apple or Android. And I play music on Tuesdays sometimes, but you know, I have guests like you that are my priorities. So if there isn't a guest, then I'll play music and go from there. So we have so many podcasts. We have Frequency Live. I'm telling you all this because these are people you can reach out to and have another show, right?
Cool.
So we have Frequency Live, we have Luxury Tax, we have the Really Charlie podcast, we have Straight to the Point Sports Talk, which you guys are in the sport, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be great to kind of, you know, get involved with that, you know, even if you call in, you know, it's not, may not be all lifting weights, you know, you may be a baseball queen, right? And you might want to say, hey, I want to talk about baseball today, you know, call in and talk to them. And so, but your invitation on this podcast is lifelong. So if you want to do something else again, we'll do it. Anything locally, let me know. And Team Limitless, June 13th through the 16th, Niagara Falls. They're going to be competing. So right around that time, I'm going to throw out whatever I can, connect with Joshua, and
Yeah, we'll send you the live.
give me some. Yeah, because I'll be all on that. It's interesting. The live links are so amazing, right?
Yes.
It's wow. It's just, I like it. I really do. I was using it with track and field this past week, you know, with their links and everything. So Jaws, I'm going to be on it, and can't wait. All right, everyone. You can find me on WNB1 Radio every Tuesday from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Feel free if you want to send me an email, you want to come on the podcast. It's really Charlie podcast@gmail.com and get in touch with us. And I'm on every social media there is besides X. Sorry, I'm not on that. But every other one I'm on. And so if you want to have something to talk about other than politics and religion, I'd kind of leave that alone. I'm ready to highlight you, a family member, a friend, or just a subject matter that you have out there. I would gladly bring it on the podcast. All right. Thank you much. And hello, everyone on Facebook, YouTube. And that's about it right now. And later, we're going to be on Spotify. I will put that on later. Oh, guess I better eat something.
Wow.
Give me a applaud. Right?
Charlie's cutting.
Yeah, I am.
Another guest.
Yeah, another guest. On that note, thank you, everyone. God bless and stay blessed.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.